Dr. J's 38-year-old daughter came out and said that she's been homeless and doing DoorDash and her kids aren't living with her right now. And Dr. Dre is a billionaire. So it makes this very simple. Do y'all feel like there should ever be a point in time where somebody's a billionaire and their kids are homeless?
I mean, I don't know the situation.
Thank you. That's circumstantial.
So it's all circumstantial. Like, I can't even lie. Like, if I have a child and I'm making all this money and then like I'm like not requiring them to work, I'm paying their bills, and then they just being up and disrespectful. Like, oh, F you, I don't need you. This, that, and third. Yep. Like, bro, like, what am I supposed to do? Just keep on paying their bills just because they my kid? Like, you, like I'm talking about, like, you've been doing what you need to do this whole time. Right. Now, Dr. Dre, as far as from what I've heard, he doesn't have that good of a track record as a father. So,
so let me say what she said. So we at least have her side of the story. She says she's never really had much of a relationship with him, but he has been paying her bills, I guess, the last 18 years or whatever, however long she's been grown. But I guess she had went out and publicly said like she doesn't have much of a relationship with him, and because she publicly outed that, he said you cut off as far financially.
Oh, that's kind of petty, bro. Like, I mean, you just paying my bill. Like, don't get me wrong, you just paying my bills. That's not a relationship. Like, that's, I can't lie. Like, that's not a relationship. But does you still
have an obligation to do that and you're 38 years old? What was you doing that whole time?
I can concur with that as well. Like, I feel like as a billionaire, would anybody in my family be homeless if I was a billionaire and I just had it like that? No.
Yes.
But well, okay.
If I don't fuck with them,
like
I ain't never fuck with you.
I'm talking.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. The immediate, your brother, sister, mama, daddy,
so
things like.
My brothers and sisters could be homeless. I don't give a fuck. But moving forward, yeah, it'd be that way.
Okay, this is true. This is true. Let's just say, for this sake, you got a healthy family. Right. Everybody messing with each other.
Okay. Right.
In the immediate family. For me, I wouldn't leave nobody out like that unless, like I said, it was warranted disrespect like that. But I mean,
and I question if even with the disrespect, if I would.
Yeah, like it would be very like it would have to be way out there for me to like be like, all right, bro, you done, bro. Like, you really got me messed up right now. Like, you really have to push me to that point. Like,
right. So now, I mean, I know you don't know.
We already know how you rocking.
The Dre situation specifically, but just in general, like, if you're a billionaire, and let's assume it's not something extreme like somebody was a crackhead or nothing like that, should there ever be a point in time where you have a homeless child and you're a billionaire, even if you have your, discrepancies or whatever?
Sure. I mean, I feel like no, in theory, but unfortunately, that's not how life works. So I've seen, I've seen people I've seen mothers act like and treat their daughters as if they never even held them against their chest.
Oh yeah.
Or gave birth to them at all. So it's like calling the police on them knowing that that's a death sentence potentially when she got her 10-month-old infant. That type of shicey. So it's like, no. If I was a millionaire and that was my mama, she'd be homeless, period, because you willing to jeopardize my whole life over petty shit, over $50 over petty shit. And I'm not saying too much, it's not my situation. However, I'm just saying that not everybody is warranted that type of leniency and that type of luxury. I will say that people who have done me right, and for kids, there's a different set of circumstances with kids. Because when you're a parent, you're a parent. So there's going to be certain things that you can't help, certain disconnects between you and a child. You create a human that didn't ask for it. Like, there's different things that are going to come with that. So that's a little different when it comes to your parents or your siblings.
Right.
Definitely different. Like, some of my siblings, if I was a billionaire today, I would probably go out of my way to make them bankrupt, to be real. Like, I would want to see. But you fucked up. Those are my dad's children. But those are my dad's children.
Wow.
Two of my dad's children. Shit. And those are two people.
I do not want to get on your bad side.
You shouldn't.
You gonna buy their job and fire them?
Oh God. Shit. Like really have you torn up forever. Like, and those are like two of my dad's kids, and they have disrespected not necessarily me firsthand, but my father, who is the best father that we could have been graced with, the most genuine generous and genuine person and father you could ask for, even if he wasn't able to be present 24/7. If he was in another country, he was making sure that you and other village kids is getting shoes, education, books, school clothes. He does that for kids that ain't his, let alone. So he's showing out for his own kids out of just taking care of them, even if he can't raise them firsthand. But there's two of them that have openly disrespected him to the point to where it's like, y'all act like this not the man that he is. And to me, that's enough for me to be like, oh, so you want hands put on you? For me, and I'm the daughter who he's raised the most, so I know the most about him. But anybody who's been around him knows from his track record, he's been the same for 20, 30, 40 years.
But when it comes to that, and not to get in your business, but
I get you.
Usually some siblings can have different experiences.
And I understand that. And I get that everything's a timing thing. Like, yeah, you didn't have me in the 70s. So I understand that was different. I know there was differences, but I know that certain foundational character traits are the same, which is you're trying to take care of your kid. My dad quit technical school. My dad was going to school for chemistry and some more other shit. He could have been doing great things. Could have been a doctor if he wanted to. But he quit school early at 19 to take care of his daughter and his family. If you already coming out the gate strong like that, foundational wise, and you continuing to do that for 30 plus years with all your kids, despite them having different mothers, and you're still sending money, and you're still sending money for family and other family friends' kids, and making sure that you're helping people get an education on top of your kids being safe.
But they could have wanted something other than money.
And I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not saying that they're wrong for not having him around 24/7. Everything circumstantial sucks. I know that there's a certain jealousy put on me because he was around in most of my life. I get that. I can't help that. We got to get past that. As a grown-ass adult, you have to heal from certain things.
Because I can give you
and
an
that's
example.
Circumstantial. You
I
have
can give you an example in this room right here. Me and little bro right here. We had the same dad. Totally different experiences growing up. But I've never tried to make him feel bad for it or project that on him. Even though I could technically, but I've never done that. He's probably still right now don't know a lot of the shit that I dealt with. And if I did, he probably would be like, that don't sound like the same dude. So I just feel like on both ends, siblings should be sensitive to each other when it comes to that. Versa. And Dre's daughter, I feel like that's probably some of her case, even though I don't know that situation through and through. Dre got kids from the wife he just divorced that he probably was there every day, Dr. Dre. Where he's putting the backpack on that kid and all that, and probably didn't do the same for the older one. But, he was financially taking care of her, but it's like she was missing something else. So I just feel like everybody should be sensitive to that.
I hear that. But I'm the youngest. I'm the baby. How am I the most understanding about this shit?
Right.
That's out.
Yeah, people are different maturities.
40, like 45, bruh. I ain't talked to her in over 10 plus years. Almost 15 years.
Right.
Because you met our dad. When he raised you for the first 12 years of your life, make sure that you was said,
Yeah, I wasn't trying to personalize
it. I'm just giving you an example, too. Yeah. I'm just giving you an example. Like, it's...
I want you to think like I'm on your sibling side.
No, you don't know my siblings. You can't be on their side. There's different nuances to this shit. What my dad was able to do for me, he wasn't able to do for them. What he did do with or to me, because he's a Jamaican father. He was hard. I'm a daughter. I'm not a son.
Right.
I'm an Americanized daughter. So I got it a lot harder than they could have ever thought to have gotten it, period. Just because they didn't experience it doesn't mean that they were a lot less loved or none of that. They kind of probably got saved in certain aspects, not having him so hard on you.
Right.
However, it's a timing thing. They need to grow up and be mature enough to understand it's a timing thing. He couldn't do what he was able to do for me 20 years later that he was able to do for you, period. I'm understanding enough to understand that he can't do for me, or even when it comes to certain baseline things, brag about me, hold me in high regards for certain things, because I'm not the ideal daughter, because I'm not what you were looking for in success, and all your other kids failed, or all your other kids fucked you over, and I'm the best one, but I'm still fucking you over in my own different ways that hurt in their own different ways. It's just, it's so many different variables that are hard because, of course, they change from situation to situation. But when it comes down to it, there's at least two siblings that I'm still working really hard to not hate. So if I was a billionaire today, they would definitely be neglected. Anybody else? Set. My parents be set. My two sisters from my mom's side, they be set.
But there be another dynamic with black parents too, where sometimes they be like intentionally on some like, well, I had to struggle to get to being a billionaire, so
yeah, that shit is lame.
It's like I thought the point was to get to that level so your kids wouldn't have to struggle
and that's
the way that you did.
Yeah.
So,
but some people are so like have such a chip on their shoulder to where they're like, I had to go through this, and even my best friend's mom like feeling kind of envious or projecting anger towards you not having a struggle like they did. Mm-hmm. How you mad that I'm doing what you should as a parent not want me to have gone through, which is what you went through to struggle. But if because I'm excelling, you're mad and projecting and upset and feeling some type of way about it when you should be congratulating me and commending me. Not that it's looked for, but just out of, objective speaking. Like, yeah, I mean, you're doing what you need to do.
It's like, y'all remember how Carlton got treated on Fresh Prince when he was trying to join that black... it's called fraternity, right?
Yeah.
When he tried to join the black fraternity, and they was like, you're not black enough because he had a dad that actually was successful enough to put him in a position to where, he has opportunities that they probably had to fight for even more. And it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It seems like, look at 50 Cent, like, he gets a kick out of his son having to struggle
that shit was so, like, I can't even lie. Like, I mess with 50, but like that part of his life was like him doing that to his kid.
That's
like,
for sure a stain that I always
that's lame, bro. Like I can't even lie. Like like you like kind of like having this like I guess social media battle with your kid about like not providing for them.
And you bragging about it.
Yeah, like that's not cool.
Like I'm rich as hell right now. I'm one of the most prominent people in American culture, and I'm proud of not providing for that particular son, because I feel he disrespected.
But that also has to go with the whole house nigga thing, like in the sense that I'm out in the field busting my ass, you in the house privileged and happy as hell, when in reality they don't know that the women in that house getting raped every other night. The women in that house getting beat even more severely because they dealing with things like, let's just say, cleaning their face or cleaning their feet, or like, let's say if cutting their food and you accidentally cut a white man. Could you imagine what happened to the women? Like if they cutting something and they accidentally like messed up or broke something go missing in that house. You are responsible. Not a baby could have took that junk and threw it out the window. You gonna die. So like it's just that common misconception of like, oh well, all of us have to struggle to get ours. And they've drilled it into our heads.
That's that conditioning that unfortunately black people have on top of everything else on their back.
Like you said, the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
And even I realized I didn't really speak on Dr. Dre's situation, but as far as daughter.
No, I didn't want y'all to. I was segueing into just in general.
For sure.
Because we don't know Dre or his daughter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like
one of them.
I just know that's an issue in the black community.
And that's the biggest thing that I wish the internet would understand, that no matter how many details this blog or whatever is telling you, you don't know every single detail.
I can't stand when somebody's like, but they look like they was doing so great, or it looked like they didn't.
We was just talking about that, right? Projections on social media of it looking a certain way.
It looked like that's the problem, but you don't know firsthand what's going on behind closed
doors.
You don't know what's behind that picture. You don't know how long ago that picture was taken. You don't know why it was posted today, what it's trying to hide. You don't know nothing about that, and everything is circumstantial. So I don't take everything I see as face value. I take it as like, okay, it's out there.
I've seen women say like, this nigga really just came over here, took a quick picture with his baby, and then took off, and then posted the picture as if
talking about I'm a good dad.
Yeah, I've been a great father all day and some spit. So
everybody trying to flex for something. So
yeah,
right.